Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are currently reaching the end of our chill period, and that's great. Russia wants favors for ducks. You know what? That's fine. They need all the ducks they can get, in all honesty. But we're reaching the end of our chill period, and we want to carve into the Mughals a little bit. That is definitely something we're interested in doing, especially with their manpower reserves being what they are. Now, we do need to continue to expand our army a little bit here. We're going to have like close to 100k more troops. We are going to, I think, be exceeding our force limit. That's okay. We're making so much money. It's completely fine. No worries whatsoever there. We've already got a colonist going here. We'll send one over this way. Excellent. So we need one more month tick to be able to get another army division over here. That'll be wonderful. 34,410. Yes. Okay. One more month tick will do the trick. In fact, that's a year tick. There we go. And then we need one final division. And we actually have another colonist that we could send out over this way. Go ahead and go. Excellent. Okay, so Makuria exists, Hassa exists, Yas exists. We are currently improving relations with these guys over here because we're looking to vassalize them diplomatically. Now, we're not improving relations with this. Let's go ahead and do that. Fantastic. That'll be fine. We are 10% of the way to what we need in manpower. And let's hop into our buildings and check our economic buildings. One to build here, one to build here. And I'm not going to build this manufactory. It's not worth it. Okay, sounds good. In that case, we're going to build another university. Excellent. We did just finish conversion, and we will go ahead and send a missionary back out. What are we going to build next? I mean, I would love to build, like, some stock exchanges, potentially, but honestly, our economy is really solid, and I kind of just want to spam out some training fields. Anywhere where it will net us 500 or more, I think is worthwhile. So let's do it. About like that. Excellent. That'll do. And that should boost up our manpower a little bit. That would be fantastic. The Mughals should be done with their war now. Yes, they are. And they're going to be moving their troops around, still taking attrition for the next little while. It looks to me like it was primarily attrition that hit them there. But the Mughals are, in my opinion, a bigger threat to us than Spain or the Ottomans. And steps must be taken on this. Yeah, you can see here, Mughals are third currently. That is not great, and we're going to do something about that by fighting Hormas. Basically, all we're going to look for Mughals to do is, like, return cores or release nations. That's going to be what we're going to be looking to do there. But for Hormas, we're going to look to do some annexation, naturally. As you do. We've gained the Imperialism CB against Frisian Alaska. They would be better off in our glorious empire. It is true. That's not wrong. Change rival cost, sure. None of these are good, so we'll just take that. That is fine. Now, with our ludicrous sums of money, keep in mind we can always just throw mercenaries at the Mughals as well if we want to. That is always an option. And it might even be a good option. For now, though, we need to get another 25,000 manpower. We're gaining 2048 per month. That's a nice power of 2. I like it. Always nice. We would like to fight more Songhai. Songhai, of course, is still allied with the Ottomans. France is doing selective breeding. Good job, France. They're going to love being Shona. It's absolutely true. And we're going to get some trade efficiency. Fantastic. I keep doing that. I keep spending the diplomatic power and then being like, and then I want to move our trading port. But we need 209 diplomatic power. I need to stop that. That needs to stop. Okay. We might want to consider having one division up here. That might not be a terrible idea. That said, if we do that, we're going to be kind of breaking our organizational structure, which isn't the worst idea necessarily, but it's just kind of odd. I generally don't like doing that. Hormuz is Miltech 24, as is the Mughals. Ottomans are still 23. Okay. I mean, we're Miltech 24 right now. We do have a big penalty to Miltech 25. 6 years ahead of time. We're going to get this in 4 years, though. So we're going to be ahead of time in Miltech. Especially if we get Enlightenment. But, I mean, it's spreading in every one of our provinces right now. To be sure. But it's a ways away. Keep in mind, though, being at peace is good for institution spread. So that's definitely something to think about. Looks like it has started to be embraced up here. But it will be existent, or extant, rather, in Zimbabwe quite soon. Indeed. Do we have any states that we need to make? Let's look into that. We will sort this by status, and yeah, actually, we can make this into a state. Perfect. And so we shall. We'll go ahead and core that. Papua Peninsula over here, we can't make into a state yet because there's only colonies over there. That's fine. So no big deal there. We are about to get our 3rd division over here. We're still short a little bit on manpower, but we're getting 2638 per month now. That's a pretty big increase from those structures that we built. I'm quite happy about that, actually. So, other structures. We could still build a university in Katsina. Now we can build counting houses. But that requires Admin Tech 24. I'm not sure why it's allowing us to select that. But okay. Grand Temples. Sure. And we successfully did a conversion. We'll get a den converted next. Perfect. Okay, just checking in on our power gains. That looks fine. We do have some rebels brewing, but we definitely need to get our next army template in. There we go. Fantastic. And now we can start banking up manpower for our war with the Mughals. The question is, when do we want to do this? We can become the economic hegemon. Fantastic. It'll make us stand more alone in the world. We already stand pretty alone in the world, in all honesty. We will surpass Alexander and Genghis Khan. I would argue that we have already surpassed Alexander. And we're like conquerable. We're not very conquerable, to be clear. I would argue that we're comparable right now in terms of overall size and like power to Genghis Khan, even if we didn't get here quite as quickly. Like, that's the majorly impressive thing about Genghis Khan and Alexander the Great, right? Was how quickly they conquered areas. Yeah, Russia's going to get rid of their alliance with us. That's fine. That's because we're the hegemon. But that's okay. How close are we to being able to become... We can only become one hegemon at a time? Fair enough. So current power of 1%. Each month it goes up by 0.5. Cool. That's excellent. So everybody's going to be pretty salty at us because we're the hegemon. Fair enough. Fair enough. We do need to restore our manpower, and I also want to come over here and grab some Crownland. There we go. Beautiful. We've got some rebels brewing here, and sure, that's fine. It's mostly because we are converting, but these are Hausen separatists. Gobir. I think we're converting Gobir, aren't we? Yes, we're converting Gobir. That'll be done converting in October. They might not fire. It's only Gobir that's the problem there. The Ottomans are threatening our trade. You don't say. Speaking of our trade, we should probably work on that a little bit here. So, these guys here, I want them to protect trade, yes. What is the best location? Gulf of Aden is 44. Zanzibar is still the best. Okay. And we're going to want to build additional heavy frigates. How many? We're going to take this up to... Well, it's going to be a lot. We're going to take this up to, like... I'm going to use shift to build 5 ships. At least 100. At least 100. I kind of want to take it to 200. We're going to leave it here for now. We do need to embiggen our transport fleet. So we're going to take that up to 48. And this is apparently an early frigate fleet. We're going to just disband those. This here is a galley. We'll disband that. And then this here is our combat fleet. We're going to want to build several more heavy frigates. We're going to take this up to 50. And then for 2-deckers, we're going to take this up to 25. Okay, now it's going to be expensive, no doubt about that. But let's just get all these ships built. That'll be great. So, Mercuria. They're a little upset with us right now. That's fine. We are improving relations with these guys over here. Are they still angry because of Hegemon? They actually are. Okay, I'm a little surprised about that. But I guess I'm not, now that I think about it. Yeah. So that means that we can no longer vassalize these guys, huh? I think we can't get there. Pretty sure that we can't get there anyway. At least not without royal marriages. In which case we should dissolve the alliances. Excellent. We'll dissolve this alliance as well. We did manage to convert Gobir. That's fantastic. We'll do Manga next. Beautiful. Okay, we'll dissolve this alliance as well, and once we can, we'll go after them, but we'll need to annex some of these guys over here. That's completely fine. They're minus 47. Fair enough. Fair enough. And minus 102? Yeah, they're a little upset with us. Little bit. Little bit. So we'll dissolve this alliance as well. And we will declare on them once our truce is up, which is going to be in 6 years. We'll see if any of the other powers over here decides to go after them. But for now, that'll be fine. And I think that we'll begin improving relations over here. Excellent. So yeah, it seems like our vassals don't have the hegemon bonus, but everyone else in the world does. Or rather, malice. That's okay. The age of revolutions has begun. The absolutism mechanics have been enabled. France is, of course, the birthplace of the revolution. No one could have ever seen that coming. And Admin Tech 24 is coming in now. Beautiful. Now we can build counting houses, and that will be a big boon to our economy. Not like our economy honestly needs the help. But, sure. No grand temples to be built. A couple of manufactories, actually. And there's a university. And then we're going to, of course, build counting houses. We'll take ducks. Sure. We have a lot of counting houses to build. But we have a lot of cash to throw at it, too. So we're just going to continue spamming these guys out. It's a lot of them, for sure. There we go. And there's a bunch more to go, but for now, that'll do fine. These guys are currently taking attrition, and we don't like that necessarily. They should really just build a supply depot. That'll do. So we have come down in our ahead of time a little bit here. That's great. And this is going to be ready in... 1 year at this point for Miltech 25. That's fantastic. There is already someone there. They got there last year. Imperialism CB on Hanover. Sure. We really do want to attack the Mughals. They are starting to build up manpower now. But we can see that they're only getting 1K per month. Is that still flowing into their soldier base? Yes. Yes, it is. They are still expanding their army. Now, that's not reinforcing. They are building additional troops. So that's okay. We'll lose some prestige here. Although, we could use some additional prestige, probably. But that'll be fine. I'd rather not lose the stability. And this is Age of Revolutions, of course, so we are building up some splendor. Because we are an emperor. And we don't have 50 development in our capital, but that's okay. Origins of institutions, 3-star general or admiral, 125% discipline, subject with over 250 development, have a government with a parliament. A lot of these we're not going to do, in all honesty. Majapahit being able to be imperialized. That's okay. Where are these guys? Ah, yes. That would be a thing. So we're just going to, for now, build a supply depot there as well. Building supply depots is not a great solution, but it'll be okay for now, I guess. Ah, vassal. Right. Okay. I was just slightly confused for no real reason. Perfect. So we're at 66,000 manpower, gaining about 3,000 per month. That's great. And we do want to continue to build training fields anywhere where we get at least 500 or higher. For taxation, let's see if there's anywhere. There actually is. Fantastic. Manufactories, yup. Universities, no. And counting houses. We can continue to spam these on out. Just gonna wait for the month tick here. There we go. We're now making over 500 per month, which is insane. And there's honestly not that many of these left. Cool. And I don't think we wanted to actually make all of those, did we? Let's see here. Most of them. We want to make almost all of them. Okay. That's fine. That is completely okay. Now, we are currently over our land force limit, but not by a lot. Not by a lot. That's great. Our naval force limit, we're surprisingly not over. Are we still building a lot of ships? Yeah, there's still a lot queued up. So that's fine. We do have access at this point to Miltech 24. Do we take it, or do we continue to save up and let this malice come down? I mean, it's just going to throw us more ahead of time. I think there's not really a huge point to saving. Unless we don't want to give neighbor bonuses to Songhai and the Ottomans. That would be the primary bonus here. But we're already giving them a neighbor bonus because they're not Miltech 24. So I guess we'll do this. It's a little awkward, but that's fine. We do need new cannon. There we go. Royal mortars. Fantastic. Okay, next Miltech is new infantry, 1 full land morale. That is insane. And 2 combat width. At the current rate, we would be there in like 14 years. But we are 18 years ahead of time. And we're going to shave 50% off of that by embracing enlightenment, which will happen before then, I'm quite sure. We can invest in another merchant. Okay, cool. I say as I realize that I wanted to move my trade port again. I really need to stop doing that. I really, really do. Okay, so we're done with the Moluccas, and I suppose we could go colonize like over here, but that's already getting a colonist. It's going to be a big mess over here, but that's okay. So where do we want this merchant to go? Let's trace our trade path. So we're currently wanting to collect in Ivory Coast. And we're currently collecting in Cape of Good Hope. But we're going to want to push that through. And that would mean that we stop having anyone here at all. Because it would automatically push. There's only the one way to go. In Congo, we're pushing down into Zambezi, which then only goes up into Zanzibar, which then heads down to Cape of Good Hope and goes to Ivory Coast, which is kind of our termination there. So then the longest trade route that we have is like over this way. The Moluccas can only go into Malacca. Malacca, we then push up this direction, not this way. And then that can only go this way. And then we push it up this direction to head into Gujarat, which then we push over to... where are we pushing this to? We're pushing this to Gulf of Aden, which then goes down. Okay. So really, we want to go to the Philippines and push down towards Moluccas, I think. Yes. Okay. So that's what we'll do. It should automatically push towards this direction. So we shouldn't have to adjust that. But we definitely do want to change that trade port. And I need to remember to use the diplomatic power on that. I need to remember that. So that's definitely something that needs to happen. Our navies are, of course, expanding. And that is great. 2,700 ducks. We'll take those. And we are going to invest those, naturally, into making more ducks. We'll make a few grand temples. This manufactory can be made. And there's no universities to be built. That's fantastic. Next, we're going to build counting houses and make just ludicrous sums of money. There we go. We're now making 650 per month. And that's going to keep going up. We could build a training fields. In fact, there's 2 locations for training fields here, Mapemba and Naduga, and both of those would be absolutely great. We're going to build in both of those. And we're, of course, going to need more counting houses, but we'll need cash for that one. We have a colonist free, and that's not great. Oh, wow. More ducks. Cool. We have a colonist free, and we'll send them, like, up over here. Never mind. Felipe Gomez is going there. We'll just head up over here. Excellent. So with that cash, I mean, we can build additional counting houses and, you know, make more money. Fantastic. Just what we need. At a certain point, we're going to run out of things to spend this money on. And at that point, we probably just increase our army sizes well beyond our force limit and just don't care. I suspect that's going to be what's happening. Our maximum manpower is now 255,000. We're gaining over 3,000 per month. That's great. We're going to want to continue to boost that up. Our colony in Karema is now complete. And I'm just checking for some locations out over this way. We're running out of locations that we can colonize for sure. We'll head out over this way. Okay. Sounds good. Almost 700 gold per month. And that's nutty. That is absolutely nutty how much gold we're making. And it's going to be more. A lot more. For now, we're going to continue building training fields wherever we can, but there's not really any locations for that. We lost a general. We've lost a lot of generals. We haven't really been replacing them. We will. That's something we'll do. But not right now. Ooh, a university. Cool. And counting houses. There we go. We converted Manga, and next we're going to convert Dejado. When do we want to actually fight the Mughals? They're Miltech 25 as well. And they're further expanding their military. The Mughals are the threat. Ottomans are weak, Spain is weak, Songhai is really weak, Bohemia is fairly weak, Russia is fairly weak. Mughals are the threat, unless all these guys band together against us. And even then, our treasury is so strong, like our economy is so good, that I suspect we could at least fight them to a standstill. It'd be a little tough, but we probably could. I'm definitely wanting to attack the Mughals, though. They need to be cut down. And to that end, I want to keep working on our economy a little bit here. But to that end, I do think that we really, really should attack the Mughals, and very soon. Specifically via attacking Hormas, so we can only fight Mughals. And not have to deal with any of those other allies. We can get a government reform. And this is actually tier 7, so that's cool. Yearly absolutism, administrative possible policies, change to a republic, or change to a theocracy. I guess we'll take an administrative policy. Okay, that's fine. So we get a free administrative policy, right? But we don't actually have one available, so that's fine. And that does mean that our government reforms, at this point, we're just going to be expanding our administration. That's all it's going to be. So that's also completely fine. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, and next episode, I do think we will be attacking the Mughals. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.